Hey everyone! Welcome back to some more Let's Play Lobotomy Corporation. In the last episode, we got through day 23! Holy crap! And we didn't lose anybody! So, we're starting to finally get some abnormalities which are tricky to manage when things go wrong in the corporation in general, similar to Black Swan. And we're getting abnormalities which require very specific traits to work with without them escaping afterwards. So it's getting much tougher now to manage some of these abnormalities. But we did it. We didn't lose anybody. No one went insane. And we fled before the green noon occurred because of the new WoW abnormality that seems like he would escape immediately after it would have happened, or very close to that, to immediately thereafter. So let's get in here. We'll do the summary of the two new abnormalities we picked up. Then we're going to talk a little bit about a change of how I'll be doing the recording going forward for this game. And then the deployment. And then we'll be ready to play. And by deployment, I mean we're going to hover over all of my people so you can see what equipment they have and what gifts they were given before we start the day. I've already gone ahead and looked around, reassigned a few people to different departments, and handled the EGO equipment assignment for this day. Which means I also went into the game in order to have that saved off. Alright, well, let's go ahead and start by talking about the two new abnormalities we picked up. The Clouded Monk. Our first backer-created abnormality. It seems like it will be useful for attachment work and high-level insight work. It's going to be tricky for the insight work. Generally, I like working with abnormalities. I like assigning employee agents to abnormalities to have them improve statistics while they do so. That's one of the reasons why you see me moving people to different regeneration stations to be close to abnormalities that I want them doing work with to improve some of their stats, rather than just focusing on the PE boxes we generate successfully with the abnormalities. So, with Clouded Monk, it's probably going to be attachment work that we do. We haven't quite finished researching him. We don't know what he's weak to when he escapes at the moment. We did learn, however, that two very important things. Whenever 10 employees die in the facility, his Quilploth counter, or Quilploth counter, will lower by 1. So, this means that during the more difficult ordeals, he's going to be getting out shortly after they begin, or at some point during my attempt to handle them. For example, the Green Noon, those are those robots with the machine guns that show up. They kill a lot of clerks. And it was difficult for me to keep my agents alive when I fought them. It has been some time. I think I'm not in anywhere near as much danger now. But they're still going to be difficult, and they're still going to kill quite a few clerks. And I think, at some point, he's getting out when that occurs. The same thing for the Violet Noon ordeal. We lose a lot of clerks immediately because they fall down and kill them. So I think he's getting out then also. Finally, there's an abnormality I need to be careful of whenever it passes by his containment unit. I don't know what 005102 is, so I don't know if I have it already. And I'm recording this introduction before the last part has been uploaded to my channel. So if one of you guys told me who this was, I still don't know who this is, or what this is. You know what? This might be a tool. Oh God! Is this the heart? It can't be the heart. Dia was here. Dia was there earlier. Oh, maybe it's Yang though. Well, I'm sorry. I'm beginning to speculate. All right. So that's this guy, and I just right now I've also realized that we unlocked enough information to see what his armor does. Oh, I wonder what that word means. What does Amita mean? That's probably some sort of hint as well to his nature. Well, very good red reduction. 0.5. I like that. Not very good sanity reduction with 0.13. And the black and pale are decent. This guy, yesterday, was the one who was getting out pretty frequently. The funeral of the dead butterflies. Oh, I have hiccups. One second. Alright, I think that fixed it. Alright, so, yes. This guy, he has a really cool-looking suit of armor and a really cool-looking weapon. He's got a Solemn Lament. Look at this. It's 2 pistols. This reminds me of, was it Helsing? I never watched the anime, but there's like a Dracula-like character in it. And he's got these two pistols with like writing on them. This looks a little bit like that to me. In any case, he looks really awesome, but oh god, is he hard to work with. If an employee has less than 2 repression, his Kupaloth counter lowers. After you're done working with him. Actually, I think he gets out immediately. Is that right? No, it just lowers. Oh, okay, I understand what happened. Okay, yes. The first work we did with him was attachment, and the work result was bad, and he got out immediately. Then I sent someone in here to work with instinct, and it also, it lowered his... we didn't do so... I'm sorry. No one cares, Tim. Talk about what he does, not what happened yesterday. Okay. So, if you have a fortitude of 4 or higher, or a repression of 2 or lower, his Kupaloth counter lowers after the work is done. So we need someone who's got low hit points, but high justice to work with him without him getting angry about it. This is super interesting because that, along with our Scarecrow, who wants you to have a 2 insight or, a 2 prudence or less to work with him without him getting out. It's teaching me that we need very specifically created or tailored agents to work with some abnormalities unless we want to beat these abnormalities down when they get out. Thankfully, both the Scarecrow and the Funeral of the Butterflies are not too difficult to fight. The Butterflies has a really awesome animation. He looks like he has this attack he does singularly, where like he snaps his fingers and does a little bit of sanity damage to one target. I'm sorry, by a little bit I mean about like maybe like 6 or 10 sanity damage, maybe a little less than that. But he has another attack where he slams his coffin on the ground in front of him and then releases all these butterflies into the hallway. And it looks like everything in that AoE takes sanity damage over time. It was amazing. I love the look of it. Thankfully, the people we have down here to deal with him all have armor that reduce the sanity damage they take. So he wasn't that much of a concern yesterday. As for our new abnormalities, we picked up an HE yesterday. So I can see the 16s over here. So I know it's an HE of some sort. And the tool abnormality we picked up is a backer abnormality of some sort. And we can see that it's a use activated abnormality. I'm thinking that, so I am the most nervous about tool abnormalities because my first encounter with We Can Change Anything showed me that we can lose someone to an abnormality, a tool abnormality, if I send them in to work with it pretty much instantly. I mean, that can probably happen with any abnormality though. But tools make me especially nervous. So, we're going to see what this does tomorrow, but not today. Or maybe we'll use it once today, and probably not again. Or maybe twice to get the basic information. We'll see when we get started. All right, let me say this part off really quick. Now that I'm done with the summaries. All right, everyone. So, the change to recording. So, first off, you guys aren't going to notice a difference. Or rather, actually there might be a difference with my voice volume, but hopefully that won't be the case. I can always tweak that if it turns out to be the case. Alright, so, from now on, when I record myself starting from doing the summary of the equipment, which is now going to consist of me hovering over each of these people individually for a few seconds. When I start that, I'm going to be watching this video with you guys and talking about it as I'm watching rather than as I'm playing. This is because it has become apparent to me I cannot play the game effectively and speak at the same time. It's not going to happen. Yesterday's episode, I was really incoherent is the word I like using. I wasn't making any sense with a great deal of what I was trying to talk about because my mind's trying to race through what is going through my head so I can tell you guys about it while I'm trying to manage the employees by sending them to different places to do things. And it's too much. I can't do these things at the same time. And so my playing is suffering because I'm not doing things correctly. And my let's playing as I'm speaking is not going well either because I realize I'm not doing things correctly. My mind's trying to fix that while I'm trying to talk about what's happening on screen at the same time. It's too much. I can't do it. And so, like what I've done for the other real-time strategy games on my channel, StarCraft 2's Terran Campaign and, what was it? Homeworld Cataclysm. I'm going to record the game, me playing it, obviously, but I'm not going to talk at all when I'm playing the game. And then, after I'm done with the recording, is when I will add my voice in. I'll watch what I've done with you guys and speak about what's happening then. Because this way, I can at least focus on watching the gameplay happen and try to describe what was going through my head as I'm dealing with things going poorly. So that's a big recording change. You guys won't notice it. It does mean that for me, these videos are going to be twice as long to produce because, well, I have to watch the entire gameplay with you guys as well. But I don't mind. You guys are totally worth it. But this is also probably going to solidify that it's going to be like probably 1, maybe 2 of these a week going forward from this day forward. Alright, so let me save this part off, and I'll be back to hover over all of our characters to show you what equipment and gifts they have, and then we're off to start the day. So give me a few seconds first. Alright everyone, hello! I'm back, and it's time to watch this video with you guys. We're going to hover over all the characters so that we can see what armor and equipment and EGO gifts that they have. I kind of like this better than just looking at the list, because I don't really ever notice the gifts people have unless I'm doing it here at this point in the game during deployment. I totally, constantly miss. Like, the bow tie Z-Jet has. That's a pretty impressive bow tie. But I never would have noticed it had I not spent some time rearranging all the EGO armor and weaponry on my people before I send them into work during the day. The general idea that I have when I do this is that the armor needs to be on people to help them reduce the damage that they're taking with the various abnormalities, because that is most likely going to be the only source of damage, I'm hoping, that they take that day. Oh, Chris, by the way, you earned ecstasy. Yep, between this and the last episode. That is the bubble gum from Dreaming Current. But it looks like a ball gag because of the other mask you're wearing from Forsaken Murderer. What the heck? I didn't realize that the mouth slot isn't shared with the chin slot that the mask is on. There's Dia. Yep. So I guess I should talk a little bit about why. Well, yeah, let's talk a little bit about why as well. Everyone's being moved to their certain areas now too. So at the moment, the people in the control team, the ones who work with like the department that has one sins and the Fairy Festival, they're there because of how quick it is for them to access those Zayan abnormalities. But I'm planning on probably removing them from that department and instead sticking some of the people I have here in the central command team up there, because I want them to benefit from the increased move speed. I am finally understanding the department functions well enough that you see people assigned where they are to begin to benefit from it. It's only the control team that I'm not really considering that at this point. When I first started playing this game, I was assigning people to their different departments based around what abnormalities I wanted them working with. If I wanted someone to work with Scorch Girl, I would assign them to the information team. But that isn't what I should be doing. I should be assigning people to the different departments based upon what the department functions buffs are. So Dia, Chris Bataille, Hysul, and who's the other person over there? Windwater or Tillman? Actually, I don't think Windwater or Tillman has the Crumbling Armor buff. I think we only got 3 people who have it. But those 3 people who have that buff, they're over with the safety team, because the safety team grants extra sanity and hit points the longer that you're over there. The training team grants increased stat growth, so when you do work, those stats go up more for doing that work. The training team has the information team has a greater chance of being successful when you do work with abnormalities. And the central control team is a general very low plus, but to all stats: fortitude, prudence, temp, and justice. I think it goes +1, +2, +3. But it looks like it might be doubled for some of the stats. So, like, maybe Fort and Temp is +2, +4. I'm not 100% sure. The gifts also are messing me up with what I see here based upon the blue pluses on people's stat lines. Anyway, what's going on right now is I think I am assigning different people to their combat groups. Right, and I am not going to forget that Dia will be the one to always grab the heart. She is the only one who currently has Yin's EGO gift, which is -20 hit points, and I think -20 sanity in order to, or it might be -10, -10 for increased attack speed and move speed. But she also has the Crumbling Armor's buff, which is doing the same exact thing. And they stack. She is an amazing death machine. So, and I am giving her the umbrella because I want her being able to reflect damage back if she takes any. Something as well that I realized in the last episode, which is gone. I'm so sorry about that, everyone. There's a few things that I realized while playing that episode. So, I was complaining, I think, in episode 19, video 19, that I was finding it really frustrating to have my employees hit things with their melee attacks, and that is very frustrating. Especially when someone's running through the entire department screaming in terror. I have a really hard time stopping them from doing that, unless I have ranged weaponry to help me. But it occurred to me that I bet the AI has that same problem. If I can find out what target it's going after, I can probably keep moving it, and such that they won't be able to hit it with their melee attacks. I think we've seen that once or twice before with Chris. Chris and the cannon, when he was using that, the enemies really wanted to hit him and ignored everything else beating on them, and I was just able to move Chris away. So I should begin trying to take advantage of how the combat works in the game in regards to that, and you're going to see me try. What else is there? I realized, I think I talked about it at the beginning portion of this video. I realized that if I go into the game day, if I say begin management and then immediately say retry, the game will actually save all of the decisions I made right before I started the day. In other words, it saves the LOB point expenditure and who has what types of armor equipped. And, well, I'm always moving armor around on my people in order to work with certain abnormalities and reduce the damage they're taking for the day. And sometimes I'm beginning to move around weaponry as I get better weaponry unlocked. And so it would take me, everyone, 25 to 45 minutes to do this. And then I would just have to launch into the day because I didn't realize the game would... I didn't think the game saved at any point until you reached the beginning of the day, not when you launched into that day. And so now that I know that, that will make this that will save a bunch of time which would also mean that we shouldn't run into the memory leak issue the game has until later. And right now, I think what I'm doing is I'm assigning different people to various abnormalities in order to get work done with the WoWs, I think, in particular. Or that should be what I'm doing. The WoWs and the Alfs have meltdowns that occur. I think, is that right? Or overloads? Overloads. And an overload is what reduces the success chance with those abnormalities during the day. And I see myself not doing it. I should really focus on the WoWs first. So, mental note, Tim, this is bad for you. It's especially true because right now, before we get even the first ordeal, because the information team has max clerks in it at this moment. And what that means is that everyone has a 3% extra success chance to work with these abnormalities until the clerks start dying. And so I should definitely get into the habit of working with our WoWs first before any other abnormality gets their work done. If I had Alfs, I would also work with the Alfs first if I could. Right, and you guys have not even seen the Funeral of the Dead Butterflies or Clouded Monk, but everyone, I recorded this a week ago. Just about a week ago. I think it was Friday or Thursday last week. It's been a rough week for me also, everyone. I'm so sorry for the huge delay on this video. It's several days past due. I got sick this week, and I've been dealing with whatever it is I've got for the past 6 days now. And it's not bad, whatever it is. It's just a little itchy throat. And some aches and pains, and a little bit of plumbing problems. But it's been persistent. It's been the same for the past 5 days now. I'm looking forward to when it finally stops. But I didn't really feel like recording because I was sick. But I got some time now, and I'm not feeling that bad at this moment. So I can slip in, I think we can get this video at least uploaded tomorrow. Being I think this is the 19th tomorrow. Oh, and hey, there's our new abnormality. So, yep, we got those two at the end of the day yesterday. I think what was I guessing? So the text for, and when I record the next part, everyone, I'll make sure I hover over the Funeral of the Dead Butterflies and the Clouded Monk to show you what they look like. And in the next part, part 25, I will fight Funeral of the Dead Butterflies at least once, probably twice, just to show you guys what the battle looks like. I know that means that we'll probably have the Black Swan's Kuplov counter lowering at least once, because we're probably going to get other escapees during the next day, but I don't care. You guys deserve to see what that battle looked like. It was pretty amazing. I really like the way the Funeral of the Dead Butterflies fights. Right here, I'm checking to see if the normal work would release him, and it does not. He doesn't care about normal work. He only cares about work being done badly or work being done with someone who has a higher prudence level. Funeral of the Dead Butterflies, I do think I summarized him earlier, requires very specific types of people to work with him. You gotta have a low fortitude but a high justice stat. And so Robert Barron fits that bill, and so he can go over there and work with Funeral of the Dead Butterflies without any problems today, without him getting out. And I'm probably going to begin focusing on, I want to make sure I have some low-level agents now, so that I can take advantage of some of these abnormalities not escaping, or rather, not trigger their escape. Alright, so for this abnormality here, when I grabbed the box, it said something about a heartfelt gift she was eager to give her friends. And so I was thinking it's probably attachment work that we want to do with her. And so we're going to send Bruno in, I think, to work with her. Alright, Bruno, there you go. So right away, I can see she does. So first off, I like the themes that are going on in my entire department. These accidental themes. She makes a musical sound when we're working with her, so I think she's probably a robot, or she's robotic, or a clockwork creature of some sort. And we have another musical instrument over there, right? We have the music box. Theresa, right? I think it's what it's called. That also plays a similar tune. How about that? I do want to go back and watch what's happening down there, because I want to see what actions might happen when that work finishes. I think I'll go ahead and look. And by the way, Jezed, I didn't notice it before, so I don't think I did. That's an impressive bow tie that you've got. That was a gift from the Scarecrow. Man, that Scarecrow got out a whole lot. But you were able to successfully do work with him yesterday. I think one of us over there is doing... I think I should be doing work with Dreaming Current. Oh, and someone already did work with Dreaming Current. That must have been me. Yep, Tillman's doing Repression. Black Swans, by the way, is an amazing target for Repression with high temperance. Oh, a WoW with that many PE boxes with a 70% chance to succeed? That's great. That's a great way to level that. And Chris Matai took a bunch of damage, but some damage, but he did walk out of Yin's containment unit successfully without any trouble. And I think, Chris, I'm not going to notice this until later. Actually, I think I'll talk about it at the very end of this episode, something that happens with you. Yep. She really likes having friends. Imagining the great surprise the gift will bring to Bruno's face, it looks at them happily. So I am instinctively thinking that gift is death or some horrible trick, prank, something that's going to kill him. I do want to do some work up here with my Zions. Now, in truth, everyone, I think I am playing the game wrong. I think I shouldn't be doing any work with those abnormalities any longer. I should really be focusing on the abnormalities that I have that are new. Okay, so nothing bad happened. We had a good success rate there. Maximum Kupaloth counter 3. Right. At the end of the last episode, I wasn't sure what his Kupaloth counter was. I thought it might be only 2. And now I'm learning about... Okay, so he does escape. He's weak against red damage, so I'll need to remember that. His weapon looks pretty bad, in all honesty. Only 3 through 4 red damage. Fast speed, medium range is good, but that's pitiful damage for a WoW weapon, and you get only one of them. But it might be similar, yeah, to Adorkable's weapon, Discord. There's a special attack Discord has where she slices... anyone who's using Discord makes several rapid swings. Oh, okay, yep, I'm watching Scorch Girl's work was normal. I want to see if Scorch Girl's Kupaloth counter decreases. It did. Okay, so if I want to do more work with her, yep, I'll need to be careful because she'll escape. That's fine. Scorch Girl isn't that much of concern in the grand scheme of things. My goodness, remember the first day we had her, she escaped, and she almost self-destructed on the very person, because I sent the very person she was looking for out to fight her. We earned some PE boxes. Let's spend them. When the work result was normal, 0167 gave a heartfelt gift to Courtney. When Vasquez was assigned to work with a different abnormality instead of her, eventually something burst out of their body at a certain point. So now Bruno is going to stay very close to that girl. I do not want him ever being assigned to... Yeah, okay, so what's happening right now, everyone, is we're going through the log, because I'm like, oh god, who just came out of that? I don't remember. Was that Bruno? I think it was Bruno, so I'm seeing who worked with her, and it was Bruno. So Bruno's going right back to work with... and hanging out around her, so I don't accidentally send him somewhere else and get him killed. Like what happened to, what was it, a Smug Bella? Who died to Fairy Festival of everything. Day, like, 3 or 4, if I remember correctly. That was so bad. I need more crossbows. We need more work being done with Lady Facing the Wall. We're not even going to try out the new tool abnormality that we gained. I figured we would try that tomorrow. I would like, however, to end this day understanding everything we need to understand about the new abnormality, or preferably unlocking everything we can about her. We'll see how successful we are about it. Work's doing well with Der Freischutz, or Schirflutz? Freischutz, Tim, I think. Waiting for people to get healed. We can send one more person in to do work with a abnormality. Remember back in the good old days when I first started playing this game? When it would suddenly be an ordeal, and I was like, did it trigger instantly? Because I wasn't paying attention to how many people were walking into these rooms all at the same time. And it so happened they were all walking in at exactly the same time, enough to trigger the ordeal. I'm now being much more cautious about this. So, Destruction 42K, I think, and I think Bruno have now worked with 0167 today. Oh, okay. I think what's happening now is I'm getting people ready to guard against the clowns. I learned last episode, I had a Violet Dawn, that the Central Command Team spawns 2 ordeals. Yeah, and it's the Red Dawn coming up. That's why... Oh, and there was a jump there. I think I got everyone kind of close to where I wanted them to be. I think. I'm thinking that... Actually, yes. I'm thinking that the individual... I don't think I need to grab my very specific teams. I think that every department can probably handle the clowns on their own. Yeah, even this team should be able to handle them on their own if it comes down to it, as long as I'm careful and use ranged weaponry on the clowns. I'm getting people outside of the abnormalities that I'm worried about escaping. I want to make sure that I can deal with the clowns when they show up to release them. They can, I think, just steal PE boxes from other abnormality containment units. But I think if they, once a certain number of them is stolen or so much time has passed, I think the Quilploth counter will be lowered. I think JZ, or was it GZ? I think, Mr. Ed, that you had asked if the clowns have to drain the PE boxes completely to free the abnormality. I don't think it works that way. I think after a certain length of time has occurred, they will release the abnormality. But I don't actually know. I haven't looked up any of this information either, because I want it to be a surprise when it actually finally happens. And here we go, triggering the Red Dawn. Yep, right, Master Survival. Beat it up. Kill it. None arrived to fight Yin. I have to realize, I don't think I did at this point, that the red hue. Oh my god, that's loud. I'm trying to get them away? Or am I just gonna let them take damage when it explodes? I guess I am. Good. Oh, this is so great. I made sure I had teams everywhere to deal with these before they were able to release these abnormalities. What? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm circling her. There was a very good reason for that, though. I think I'm just happy that everyone is where they need to be to deal with these abnormalities and stop them from freeing. Wait, is there another clown there, Tim? There might be multiple clowns, Tim, getting Scarecrow out. Poor Jason, nothing arrived to free Dreaming Current. Oh, that's just Well Cheers. I don't care if the Well Cheers doesn't escape. Okay, we'll send everyone up there to kill that one, I suppose. Oh, God! Master Survival, it's just you and a play with the pistol. But you'll kill it. It only has 80 hit points. Oh, and even the clerk lived. Okay. Our upgrade to the clerk was really helpful. They're stealing some PE boxes from crumbling armor. We can just stop that, obviously. I wonder how quickly they drain the PE boxes. Oh, that's interesting. Right, and they teleport. I guess so after they After they acquire so many PE boxes, or so much time has elapsed when they're on one of the doors, at that point, they break out. Sorry, they break out. They teleport to a different area to do the same. Initially, it looks like they have to run around the facility to reach these rooms. Alright, yep, I just saw an employee die. But we didn't lose at least 10 people because Clouded Monk's counter did not decrease at all. And everyone comes back home. Do I cut the recording here? I might. Hey everyone. Alright, I'm going to cut the recording really quick to get people moved around to where I want them to be for more work, obviously. And I'm going to focus now on her. With Bruno. Holy crap, with Bruno. she does not want Bruno working anywhere else once you start working with her. Alright, so I'll be back, everyone. Again, I'm going to cut the recording. I'll be right back. Holy crap, that was so loud in my ears. Oh god, I hope I don't have to record this again, but I might have to. Actually, no, I can just adjust the sound volume through post. That's fine. I've learned how to do that recently, too. Yeah, occasionally, I think I will occasionally pop in and speak when I discover something horrific, just so that you guys can hear me talk about that discovery, and hear the worry in my voice when it happens. So the only person that's going to be doing work with 00167 is going to be probably Bruno today, no one else. Although I need to make sure that whoever else I had assigned work to her only does work with her as well. Now, at this moment, I don't yet realize that the gift is only... The heartfelt gift is given to people who work with her if the work was normal in nature. If it was good, she doesn't give you the gift. And if it was bad, she doesn't give you the gift either. But I don't know that at this point. Or rather, I should know it at this point, or at the very least, I know it does it on the normal result. I think I make the connection just a few minutes from now as well, but I'm still super paranoid, so I'm not going to assign Bruno to any place else today. Yeah, so now I'm checking him as well, really quick. I'm looking to see, does he have a gift? Like, I don't notice any stat increases. There's no debuff or symbol above his head. Like, for example, when Matchstick Girl has someone flagged for death, or when the Portrait of Another World has been interacted with. So, I'm thinking maybe he doesn't have the gift yet. No one's doing work with Rodella of the Sleigh today, Tim. You forgot all about that one. When the assignment was canceled before the something was born, nothing strange occurred to the employee's body. Now that's interesting to me, because to my knowledge, you can't cancel work with an abnormality. Yeah, I'm confused. I'm like, I don't understand this. Let's unlock some repression information. You can cancel doing work with tool abnormalities, and I guess that would still count? That seems... So... My guess is if you do work with an abnormality and they have a huge amount of PE boxes, like a WoW or an ALF probably has, at that point, the risk of it bursting out of the person and killing them, I'm guessing it's like a chest burster, would decrease. I'm sorry, would increase, because it takes a long time to work with those abnormalities as opposed to something you can cancel to work with, or a creature that only has a few PE boxes. The wording doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but I'm just going to be super paranoid. I'm also a little paranoid that Bruno will be forced to work with her from now on, because there was a gift given to people working with crumbling armor that persists, right? So I'm thinking the gift from her is actually each Yo gift that she gives, possibly. I'm zooming in on Knight. Okay, let's see what happens tonight when this is done. And does she give anything to him? No. And he just walked right out immediately. Oh, also Admiral Fang, whose picture was up there for a while, has glasses now. I don't think she had them originally. Ooh, yeah, I need the armor. The armor and weaponry from Tuna Dead Butterflies looks amazing. It reminds me of, for some reason, the pistols remind me of, I never watched the anime, but Van Helsing, I think is what it's called. Dracula, right? Is that who, is it? Is that actually Helsing or is that Dracula? I thought it was both. I don't know. I never watched it. Yes! All information gained, and I guessed correctly. It's attachment work she likes the most. She'll also do okay with instinct work, which is good to know. But if I do instinct work, and we don't get really a good amount of successes, we're going to get the heartfelt gift. So I'll need to be careful with her. Yeah, we have to get slightly more than 66% of the successes. Yeah, work is normal, and I don't have the basic information unlocked yet. Yeah, I think this is me trying to point out to future Tim, who will be watching this. Yeah, it's normal work. Okay, that's what I'm thinking so far. So we've had good work done, not normal work results. And so I probably don't have the gift on anyone at this point, is my guess. By the way, because this is a wording, not issue, but because I might be getting the wording wrong, if I am right about that, please let me know. Because I love it when things go wrong because of mistakes I make, but if it's a mistake I made because of me misunderstanding how the wording for the abnormality applies to it, I would like to be corrected on that, if you guys could tell me. But if you don't, that's fine too. By the way, only right now, literally to this, at this moment, am I noticing the bullets down below. I should be using those bullets to help me when I do work with several tough abnormalities with low-level people. Like when I send someone in to work with the Scarecrow, if I'm worried about them going insane, I should put on the white bullet first, or the white protection bullet. I have not fired any bullets yet either, so I'll try to remember to do that in the next episode when I play, so I can get used to having them. Destruction 42K mentioned that the bullets are refreshed whenever a rank is completed. A segment of a day? We go up a danger rank? I don't know what to call it. So, it just happened, for example. We went from danger level 3 to danger level 4. And at danger level 5 is when that violet noon will occur. And so, my thinking so far, Destruction, you correct me if I'm wrong, is that the bullets refill up to their maximum whenever that occurs. So I should be using these bullets whenever I get a chance to use them. Unless there's some desperate reason why I can't do that. Like, because I'm running preciously out and there's an abnormality that might escape. Otherwise, I should try using them whenever I can. So, to help my employees, at the very least the ones who are very vulnerable. But I need to get used to the idea that I even have this as an option. I'm very bad when it comes to certain gameplay mechanics that are introduced at a later point. I tend to ignore that they were ever there because I've already gotten into the groove of playing the game a certain way. This is one of the reasons why the removing of the pause mechanic is going to cripple me when that happens, because I am so used now to be able to pause a game whenever I want. Having that removed is just going to make it so difficult for me. This guy grants a hand gift with plus 10 hit points I just saw. We should probably try to give that to Dia in the future. Anyone who's got the crumbling armor gift could really benefit from that. I'll have to send them down there. Very soon as well, everyone, we're going to begin having a maxed out department. I think I began mentioning this, but then I stopped. So let me try getting back my head back in the game for the 7 more minutes we have left for this part. We've been doing extraordinarily well. I cannot believe how well I have done. We've only lost, I think, 4 or 5 people, and we've never retried even a single day yet. Well, I'm sorry. I have retried days in order now to save the results of my deployment choices, but I haven't retried because of things that have gone wrong yet. And I'm about to hit day 25. I get the impression that's really rare. But I also think I've made several extremely lucky choices when it comes to the abnormalities that I have worked with, or that I've chosen. Only now have I been getting tricky abnormalities, like the Scarecrow, or Funeral Dead Butterflies, that want certain stat ranges to occur. And even if the work is good, they get out of the containment unit after that. That we have not had any of our wows escape also is a testament to how lucky we've been, I think. Or be guessing correctly. It's a real shame that no one's gonna see what happened with Clouded Monk when I started, because I sent someone in there to work with Instinct, and it's a 0% chance to succeed at that. Yeah, okay, so we're done. Yeah, I would like at least to get the basic and escape information for this abnormality before we go. A Wee Witch is her name. 16 max PE boxes. 7 through 10 is the normal. That's a very slight range that you can fall in to get the gift, which I assume is a death sentence. Alright, so yeah, so I've been getting extraordinarily lucky. Many of the abnormalities that I picked up very early on didn't escape. And we've had, most of the time, our ordeals for noon ordeals have been violent noons. And man, I just got super lucky because I put people in elevators for the first one of those, thinking I want them closer to the hallways wherever this will show up will be. And it just, as a happy coincidence, the noons don't fall into elevators. They only fall into hallways or the regenerator rooms. So that was that was super lucky. That would have been an absolute retry for losing like almost all my employees at once when they dropped out of all my agents at once when they dropped out of the sky the first time. I think as well that early on with the safety team and Black Swan, when we had unlocked all the information about it, and I noticed that repression work is a good target for it, that really helped level us. The same thing with Crumbling Armor. We got a decent repression creature there. And so we've been able to level the stats on all of our employees rather evenly. Like we're not having a whole lot of trouble. I also do think that one mod I installed where we gain more fortitude or prudence based on the damage type that we're taking has been helpful. I think our stats would be lower without that. But quite honestly, I think it's fair because you gain fortitude and prudence increases when you're damaged by the abnormalities that you are working with, as well as you're increasing the stat that you went in there to work with them with. So I think it's acceptable. I would say I don't think I've broken the balance that badly in the game. Lastly, I think that naming all my agents, or many of them, after viewers is really making me care a whole lot about these people. Yeah, we can send one more person in to do work with some abnormality, and then we're leaving right after that, I think. Like, if I didn't have anyone named after any of you viewers, you amazing commenters, thank you, by the way, guys, very much for it. But if I didn't have anyone named after you guys, I'd be sending in, like, level 1s to these and letting someone die every single day just to try to get a little bit of understanding on the abnormality before I sent someone in there to work for real. Or I'd be safe scumming a whole lot and retrying every day. Because I wouldn't care about retrying or not. But not only do I want to make this video entertaining for you guys, that means trying to deal with the aftermath of the bad decisions, but I really don't want to lose anybody. And so I'm super careful about this, too. Man. Remember Janet, when she got finished working with Spider-Bud? The insight killed her? At least she wasn't cocooned. How about that? The very next person I sent in there, I sent to work with not instinct. Sorry, not insight work. Yeah, once Tillman's done, that's going to be it for us, everyone, I think. Yeah, this was fun. I like this. I was able to focus just on talking to you guys the entire time without also trying to hit the buttons and think about where people need to be on screen. That would have been really annoying. Yeah, I think I really should stick to my whenever I play. Yeah, okay, yep, all right. I'm circling this because I'm like, Tim, you're done. Workday complete. I think I come back and talk for a little bit as well, everyone, at the end of the workday. So I will shut up now. Oh, and she doesn't escape. All right, that's fantastic. Not skipping it, entity and no Quilpaloth counter. Has a rifle. That will be useful. Oh, her suit of armor is also kind of cute. Decent armor also with her. Very good abnormality. Not enough PB boxes for the pistols. Not enough for any of these for Clouded Monk. We have everything we had to unlock with their Schutz. Oh, I have everything with Lady Facing the Wall. And we have enough for a rake. For Scarecrow. One more check. Yep, not enough PE boxes. Alright, everyone. Well, thank you guys for watching this. Now will come the ending of the video. Oh, 3 people promoted. Who was it? Who was it? Who got the level ups? It was Mujum Students. Congratulations, sir. I'm murdering your first name. You gotta tell me how to fix that. Dia gained more hit points, which is useful. Actually, she didn't gain more hit points. Dana gained reached level 2, and Jason reached level 3. Alright, everyone. So thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, we get some new music right now. The human mind is a melting pot of feelings. Memories, obsessions, wishes, agonies, and the feelings of happiness and sadness. Stronger emotions have stronger impetus. The combined effort of numerous people has brought Lobotomy Corporation to where it is now. We had to keep on with various experiments. Just as we hire new employees now, we recruited numerous people for the experiments. There was not a definite shape at first. Then it slowly assumed a form. Finally, A understood while he was studying the changes. Their abilities, where they lived, their jobs, and their strengths were not so important. One second, I'm gonna be right back. I just gotta use the restroom. Darn it. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, so what was required was a massive amount of energy. This meant we had just one single thing to pay attention to. It's always floating around, left to rot at the back of everyone's head, twisting your mind until you are left with nothing but self-loathing. The subconscious. Come to think of it, I haven't properly asked for your opinion. Do you truly wish to meet A? Of course! I would like to see who created Lobotomy Corporation. It's a very interesting way to acquire energy. I'm assuming there's no more fossil fuels, and nuclear energy isn't an option here in the future either for some reason. Maybe there's just the demands, this is the only way to meet them, however much energy is generated by these PE boxes. Alright then. I will let A know of your thoughts when he returns. However, do not expect him to give you a warm greeting. A is a person who conceals his mind. Perhaps even more than I do. Manager, how do the Sephiroth appear to you? You must see them as humans, just like yourself. Irritation, smiles, desire, and frowns color their faces, a range of emotions, much more human than myself, perhaps. It's a greater range, maybe? Actually, it's basically the same as Angela. Her face has frowns. She opens her mouth when she's exclaiming. She opens her eyes when she really wants to get a point across. She smiles slightly, occasionally, when she seems happy about a thought. The other Sephiroth seem to be the same. I haven't noticed anything that different about them compared to her. But the way she's phrasing it does make it seem like, indeed, as I had said at the end of the last episode, that these are holograms projected from the machines. If not from a distance, then directly over them. However, are you aware of a key fact? If there were to be any AI in this place that would be sophisticated enough to be considered as a human in terms of appearance, only I would fit that criteria. Oh? I think you would be the least... I think that would be the least accurate. You would be the least able to fit that criteria, Angela, because you act the most like a machine. The others seem to have... They're more passionate about things. Haven't I been telling you since the beginning? I am the one and only true superb AI here. To witness the essence of things is not at all important in this place. All that you see is distorted and filtered quite heavily. Everything here is constructed just for you. Perhaps you could understand it better if I put that away. Here is Tippereth, whom you should already know. Okay. So they're machines, just as I had thought. They don't look like it doesn't look like a computer. Is that an eye in the center of it? With wires coming out of it. And this one has a bow on it, and this one does not. Okay. Well, the look of them was more, I prefer the anime look to the machine look, but this is fine. Okay, great. They're machines. Everyone's been telling me they're machines. So this isn't that surprising in the end. Oh, we have to ask if she's really Tippereth. Are you really Tippereth? What kind of stupid question is that? Who do you think it would be otherwise? I wish I could... I don't have a voice modulator installed on this computer at this moment, everyone, or I would make my voice sound perhaps more robotic to drive this point home. But, yeah, this is Tippereth. Why would we assume any differently? It's got her name right on her. What dumbfounded expression... That dumbfounded expression never ceases to amuse me. To tell you the truth, this part is usually where it gets boring, but that great expression of yours does give me a chuckle. You don't happen to think I'm the only one, right? Every Sephiroth you've seen is just like me, and the same goes to the Sephiroth you'll meet in the future. All thanks to that stupid AI ethics amendment. Next, here is the place where we were born, and where we will return to someday. That's interesting. So, the AI ethics amendment, I don't understand that. Is it because it has human emotions that it has to look human? I know there was some experiments done in real life where, like, I think they tried... Oh, I'm going to get it wrong, so I won't... No, I shouldn't say, because I would want to look it up first. I'll try to do that before we play the next session. But I think that if it looks human, humans are less likely to... Or rather, I'm sorry, are more likely to treat it as a human than if it looked like this, but had human emotions and cognitive ability. I myself wouldn't really see the difference. If it can think like a human and act like one, or has emotions like one, then the fine line between humans and machines doesn't really exist any longer. I would imagine it would have all the same rights as a person would. Maybe, after everything is over, we will rest here. Singing the song of our hometown. What was that sound? I hope your next version will last longer, Tippereth. Wow. It looks like there was some sort of organic material inside the machine. It does look like this is blood, unless that's some sort of coolant or fluid inside of it, like the Dex Cool for my my car, which is red in color. You won't confuse it as blood, so it's probably not blood. It's probably just coolant or something like that. Well then, Tippereth. I will send the next one over whenever he's ready. Oh! Okay. Huh. I thought they were both girls, so one's a guy, one's a girl. Thank you, Lady Angela. Oh, holy crap! Okay. So what we saw originally had our disturbing filter also disabled, and now we're seeing the machines as they actually are with our sanity filter installed, so they're no longer as realistic looking. I thought those were wires. Okay, so they're walking around robots. They're quite functional in a way. Those must be eyes in the center of them. So this is where everyone was. It took me long enough to find you guys, since you weren't at the meeting room. What's happening, Malkath? Nexok asked me to fetch a document from the other Tippereth. Oh, I'm afraid it's not ready yet. Something urgent turned up, and make sure to tell Netzok that he should show up himself next time. Well, Netzok said he's a bit busy. I'll tell him to visit you another time then. Why are you uppers always the same? Netzok isn't busy at all. He just doesn't want to move. But I'm having fun with this errand. Oh, you're replacing Tippereth right now. Looks like the cycle's getting shorter. It must be concerning, Tippereth. Don't worry about me. Just be mindful of your notebook. Looks like it'll fall apart to shreds any moment by the looks of it. Oh, it is. Thanks for your concern. It was a pleasure to see you too, Manager. Hello, Tippereth. Nice to meet you. I'm Tippereth. You can skip the introductions, Tippereth. Right now it's time for you to examine the plan Netzach gave us. Alright. The fact that she knows that he's destroyed all the time makes me... it shines this relationship in a different light. Like, she seems rather sadistic now to me. I don't know, she doesn't look as happy to me any longer when she's smiling. Now she looks a bit more evil or twisted to me. He seemed to want to say something to me. What would a broken machine have to say anyways? Tiprith is overloaded. He did seem to have some issues from the beginning, but it's only gotten worse with time. We have been replacing the machine often, resetting it and leaving only a small portion of the data intact. Yet the same error always occurs at the same point. Proving your competence for... It seems Tiprith isn't feeling well, so I'll be working overtime myself until he's better. Alright, this is the last thing I'll ask of you. Take care of every single containment unit that melts down. If you do that, I'll admit that you're not entirely incompetent as a manager. Clear the day without a single containment unit's Kuploth meltdown. God, I feel so bad for second tip for the poor boy Tiprith. Oh my God, that's so sad. I guess that's what happened. Maybe are we a machine too? No, Angela has constantly said we're a human, but she might be lying. We can't tell she's lying any longer. We already used the is she lying routine. Clear the day without a single containment unit's Kuploth meltdown timer hitting 0. Okay, I was a little confused about what Kuploth meltdown meant. The overload is minus 4%, and a meltdown isn't when the Kuploth counter isn't when the counter reaches 0. It's when the timer after the alarm goes off reaches 0. Okay. All right. Well, that will do it for us, everyone. Thank you guys for watching. Yep, alright, we'll stop here. So hopefully the video of me playing the game came out well also, because I haven't done that part yet. I have to go back now and watch what happened and talk about what was going through my head during the playing. And assuming everything did, hopefully you guys will like the change, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone.